Hi, so this is part 2 of lecture 1 for week 26, and we left at this model. Okay, so I was just finishing describing the Bronfenbrenner model, and was going to go on to talk about this one. So it's exactly the same model, but there's lots of different versions, so you'll find lots of different versions for different reasons, just highlighting different aspects, and I'll explain all this in the lecture 3 in week 28. But this is just a little introduction, and what I like about this model, which the other one doesn't provide, is a clear kind of demonstration of the chronos system, which is about the time and how time influences individual and group behavior, attitudes, etc. Okay, so time means that kind of social historical conditions, and also time since life events. So time is incredibly important, and it's missed in that last diagram, but very, very important to consider. All right. So the taught sessions are as details. This is the teaching schedule. So here you can see all the lectures and seminars. So you have a lecture and a seminar every week until week 35. Then you have Easter break on week 36, week 37. And then in week 38 is your last session with me, which is a drop-in. Okay, you'll see all the week commencings there, so that'll help you follow what I mean by week. It's just really easy to use the weeks. Okay, so and that follows the academic calendar that SHU provides us. So there's another drop-in here in week 34 as well. Drop-ins are mainly assessment based, but I will add in more drop-ins if we need them. But I can't see why you need more than 2 really. But if you want some more, then just ask and I will provide. Alright, so here you'll see the topics spread out through the weeks, and they're in bold. And then the things that aren't in bold in the middle here, they're going to be short videos that give examples of the kind of topic areas that I'm giving an overview of. Okay, so I might add to that list as we go along, based on kind of what your interests are, but there are some here, for example. So we've got things around community health services, family therapy, empowering practices, animal therapy, outdoor therapy, and other things. So there's lots of things to look forward to, and those examples are just to bring things alive, make sure that you see the applied nature of the module. And if you have any other ideas, of what could be covered as example videos in those topic areas, then please do let me know. Just email me with your ideas or share your ideas in seminars. Okay? Alright, so hopefully that gives you a good overview. And then we've got the assessment. So there's just one task for this module, and it's a portfolio, which is basically a collection of kind of sections that you need to provide information on, and these are provided here. So there's 3 main sections. It's 3,000 words, and it's 100% of your module. So the first section is a critical evaluation of well-being modules and well-being as a concept. So you've got just about approximately 700 words for that. So I've put these approximations here. You can, go up or down depending on what your emphasis is. But I thought these approximate word counts for each section would be kind of useful for you, just as a ballpark and something to kind of work with. The second section is a critically supported intervention or prevention kind of scheme proposal. And in that proposal, you must consider one of these topic areas that we cover in the module. Okay. Now I say at least one. You can, if there's good reason, you can choose two. I think it would be too much to try and do them all in 1,900 words, but I'm open to the idea, depending on how you approach it. So we will have a discussion about how you're going to approach the assessment, okay? Because often it's better to choose one thing and go into real depth about it. But we can have that discussion in our drop-ins, okay? So, you know the areas, we talked about them. And then the third section of the portfolio is a critical and evaluative personal reflection on your personal development as a consequence of the module and the assessment. This is where I want you to reflect back on what you've learned during the module as a whole, okay? So that's all your topics. And also as what you've learned from doing the assessment itself. Okay, that's where you've gone into more depth and hopefully got really passionate about the topic area that you've chosen. All right? Assessments are there to help you, concretely gain something from your modules and leave with that knowledge. Okay, and hopefully you'll leave with all the knowledge of the module, but particularly in an assessment, you get to consolidate your ideas and express them. Okay, so I really hope you enjoy this assessment. I think it gives you something really tangible to talk about in your job interviews that you might have in your applications. And being critical about things that are out there is so important, and employers really, really value that. Because then you're adding value to their organisation or company, not just doing a job. And adding value is incredibly sought after by employers, so it's all thumbs up. And then the reflective aspect, employers want you to be a reflective employees. They want you to grow and learn and be self-directed wherever possible. But also, we're all learning more and more things about ourselves as we go through our lives. So this is another way we can do this. So the assessment really should meet all those needs, and I really hope you enjoy it. Okay. We'll talk more about the details of the assessment in future lectures and seminars. Alright, so we will go into more detail, but just for now that's enough information. Alright, but do ask any questions when I see you in seminars. Questions are always welcome. Alright, in terms of assessment support, in terms of what SHU gives you, here is the list and the links to the My Hallam Blackboard links. Assessment for Students is a really great resource, and then you've got your Blackboard calendar for your dates and deadlines, and then you've got extension information there as well when you need it, if you need it. Okay, so please make sure you remember those links are there, but they're also in the assessment tab of the Blackboard site as well. And more information about the assessment will be in the assessment tab very soon, so don't be alarmed. It's just because it's a new module that it's just slightly delayed, purely just because an external examiner checks the assessment. Okay, so please don't worry about that. Just enjoy learning the topic areas for now, and then we'll feed into the assessment during our seminars. Okay, and in your own time. Right. So for now, you have all the information you need, and these next few slides just giving you an overview of what graduate skills you're developing in this module. All modules have this stated in their module handbooks, and it's stated in the module handbook for this module, but I wanted to just bring this to light here in this lecture. So you, during this module, you'll develop skills to communicate effectively, developing clear logical arguments and relevant evidence, supported by relevant evidence, so that'll be in your portfolio. you'll actually be doing a portfolio, so that's kind of written work. But you also might, you might develop your visual communication. Now this is your choice, but in your portfolio you might attach a poster or a website idea, a plan or a screencast or anything like that to support your portfolio proposal, that's section 2. So we'll discuss that more in the future, but it's really exciting, and you really do collect a diverse range of skills. Now the fourth skill is kind of problem solving, reasoning, critical thinking. So we're looking for applied assessments here. We want to think about a problem or a need and develop an intervention or prevention to address those needs. So that's problem solving. You also will, in doing the portfolio, you will consider alternative approaches or different perspectives. That's absolutely core to the whole module and to the assessment. And you'll obviously also employ evidence-based reasoning to arrive at all the conclusions you set. Okay, and then you'll also develop, skills in terms of being sensitive to the needs and expectations of the context and the audience. So that's super important, particularly the context. So you'll understand the complexity of factors that shape social interactions within an applied context. You'll demonstrate awareness of ethical issues and current codes of conduct. This will be a little bit more light touch in this module in the assessment, but we will think about ethical issues all the way throughout. And you want to be delivering something, an intervention or prevention proposal that is ethically sound. So you will be kind of marked on that. And then you will also be able to understand what contributes to effective teamwork. So this isn't like super central to the module, but in all your seminars you're going to be put into random groups. They will be different every time, most likely. So it's not formal group work, but it is teamwork. I want you to help each other explore all the topics and the areas and the details and the complexities. I want you to help each other enhance your learning, and by participating and being a group, you will really enjoy the module. And then lastly, you'll be able to collaborate effectively with peers and participants outside agencies. So the outside agencies you won't have, but it's mainly the peers we're talking about here, and that's really important. Okay, and then in terms of the last attribute, you will learn how to be a more independent and pragmatic learner. You will take responsibility for your own learning by reflecting and evaluating personal strengths and weaknesses. We'll particularly focus on that and help you do that in the lecture and seminar near the end of the module, so around, I think it's week 34 or 33. You'll also make effective use of personal planning for purposes of future learning, so that's really important that you do plan ahead of seminars, that you take notes during seminars, and you work as a group but also individually to learn and deliver on the assessment. You'll undertake self-directed study. You should do that in all modules. You design an independent proposal. You won't be conducting or reporting, but you will be designing. Okay? And in terms of applying your psychological knowledge to real-world problems, you absolutely will be doing so in your seminars and in the assessment. And, throughout the whole seminar modules, you'll be doing project management work. So you'll be organizing yourself, organizing your groups in the seminars, even though they are changing. So there's lots of skills here that are really exciting, and the module meets all of them. So in terms of seminar 1, I'm going to actually stop here because it's nearly the end of the 15-minute slot to record. So I'm going to stop it here, and then I'm going to start at this point for part 3 of lecture 1. See you soon.